Welcome back to the Sunday Sports Update. Stoney, it's all about the Tigers and Lions, but let's start with the Lions. Megatron, 155 yards, 9 catches to 2 touchdowns, and they still fall short at the very end.
Well, you see two of the best receivers in the National Football League today, Green and Johnson. Calvin's still a little bit better, but the reason the Lions lost today, simple. Special teams, you had the punt at the end, which was horrible by Martin, the blocked field goal. Also, the pass pressure. Yeah, they had the one big sack at the end, but Dalton had all day to throw, which led to some really poor secondary play. Chris Houston was horrific, blamed himself, but that can't happen. And Matthew Stafford was off, especially early. He was off. I mean, long bombs to Calvin Johnson, just overthrow. He just overthrew Chris Durham as well. He played a decent game, but early he was a little off. And here's the thing that bothers me about the coaching, is the lack of urgency. End of the first half, they had about 40, 45 seconds, I don't remember exactly. They had a chance to make some plays and possibly get in the field goal range. What's the downside of doing that? I don't understand. And even at the end of regulation, before, which they thought they were going to go to overtime, but they didn't count on the bad punt.
Right.
They ran the ball. To me, go for it. You got Calvin, you got Stafford, he's got a great arm. Go for it.
So disappointing for the fans. You see your team get out to this great, tying up the game and okay, and everything's going well, and then it's just the fans didn't get their money's worth today.
Well, we got our money's worth because of it was an exciting game, but it was just, oh, God, after that punt, you kind of knew what was going to happen.
Oh, boy, Dallas Cowboys next.
Yeah, Cowboys coming off
a
win. Look, it's a winnable game. The Cowboys are not great, but the Lions have to be careful. They got to win. They can't go into the bye 4-4.
Yeah, you can't have that happen. Tigers, okay, Stoney. Boy, a laundry list of issues.
Well, yeah, and you look at what happened, first of all, last night, which was a microcosm of the season. I mean, you had poor fundamentals. I mean, bad base running. I mean, the fielder play, Austin Jackson getting picked off first base. Poor fielding. Iglesias, you're here to field.
Right.
He messes that up. Jim Leland, I'm sorry. I think you messed up. I would have kept Scherzer in that game. Right. Veras, you shouldn't be hanging a curveball. The bullpen failed them in the 2 biggest games in the series, and that, of course, is Game 2, and last night, Game 6. And it's a shame because they were winnable games. The starting pitching, for the most part, was unbelievable. And it's gut-wrenching because this team had a really good chance of moving on to the World Series again, and they just couldn't come up with clutch hits. Going back to the games at Comerica Park, Cabrera, I understand. He's got his problems with his health, and he couldn't do a lot of things. And Omar Infante had some bad at-bats, and this is what happens. And, of course, then there's Princess. And here's the deal, and somebody else called him Mr. Floptober after his flopping on the base pass yesterday. And, I mean, Dave, it's pretty easy to say that the stonehead for this week is Prince Fielder. First of all, look at his Tiger resume. This postseason, okay? 1 extra base hit, no RBIs. In 2 Tiger postseasons, 1 extra base hit, 3 RBIs. It's 2 extra base hits in all his time as a Tiger in the postseason in the 2 years. It's ridiculous. And so Prince Fielder, not only that, listen to these things he has to say after first Thursday night's game and then Saturday's game.
People who can't do it always have they always have a solution. So I'm just trying to hit the ball hard, man. That's all I can do. I mean, if anybody has any magic words, please tell me. It's not really tough, man. For me, it's over. I got kids I got to take care of. I got things I got to take care of. So for me, it's over, bro.
Prince, come on. I know you care. At least show that you care. You're a stonehead.
Ladies and gentlemen, as usual, the one and only Stoney from 97.1 The Ticket. You catch him and Bill weekdays, 6 to 10 a.m.
You got it.
And tomorrow morning
it'll be hot and heavy.
Oh, boy. Get ready for it. Check him and Bill out, 97.1 The Ticket.
Stoney's Stonehead of the Week is brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, the best mortgage banker. Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.